Hello and welcome back to another Things You Didn't Know You Can Do in Tears of the Kingdom by LB Price 62. Every time you defeat Gloom Hands, you will fight Phantom Ganon, who after defeated drops several powerful weapons such as Gloom Sword, Gloom Spear, Gloom Club, and Gloom Bow. Depending on the weapon type, it can rely on your HP. For example, the Gloom Swords will eat up your HP every time you use it, or every time you hit the enemy with it. And then the Gloom Bow will basically have dependent power on how many hearts you have. All of the, I think with the bow, it has a max stat of 60. Fighting a Gloom Hands is kind of tricky, but they're prominent across Hyrule. There is one in here. I don't really recommend fighting them early on as well, unless you have tons of HP. They're pretty nasty. Don't they come back? Here it is. Okay. So there are at least, how many are these? 5 of them most of the time. They're hands. They're just hands. It's pretty difficult to fight them because they actually nab on you. Like they grab you by with their hands. That's really funny. But the quickest way to destroy them is either shoot them down with your bow, lock on and shoot. I don't know what's going on, why they're stopping like that. But the best way is to maintain your distance against them, because the only way for you to be able to hit them is with their eyes. So once they're defeated, the Phantom Ganon will appear. This is basically Ganon's copycat. Just be careful that there's also Gloom everywhere. This one's using a spear. But he also has a bow. See, there you go. The reason why I'm surviving his attacks is because I have, like, upgraded gear. But if you don't, he can tear through your hearts really quickly. There you go, and he drops a spear. He also gives you the Demon King Bow. Alright. So, if you take a look at the stats, the spear has a ominous appearance, strikes fear into the hearts. It's said to cost its bearer part of their soul because its gloom will gradually wear down the body of its wielder. So if you use this on its own, but you can see the base damage is 40 and it's not rusted or anything, it's pretty powerful. Now onto the King Bow, you can see that the higher your maximum number of hearts, the more its attack power increases. So it's actually stacked up to 60 depending on like how many hearts you have. Usually it's at 40 to 50 if you have less than 10, but I'm not entirely sure. They're both pretty good. I think the bow is pretty nifty. I think they also come back every time you, every time the world resets or like a blood moon rises. If you ever fancy using one of these, just make sure that you attach it to something like another, like you fuse it into a weapon so that you don't really bear its effects, and it can still boost the damage, or it can still have the damage boost. For example, if I wanted to have it be boosted with a wooden stick, it will still work. So I have now 45 damage and then also a really long one. Just take note that the durability of these weapons are pretty flimsy except for the Demon King Bow. They're a lot more better if you're using it as its own, plus fuse. Like if you use the Demon King or like the Gloom Spear Bat or like the spear, the Gloom Spear, and then attach a fuse material onto it, it becomes much more durable versus to how I'm using it now attached to the stick itself. But this is much more preferable because it can consume your hearts, especially early in-game if you don't have a lot. I hope that helped. There are plenty of Gloom Hands to fight along the way. I don't recommend fighting them right off the bat if you have low amounts of HP or like low hearts. as they will be a bit of a problem. Even if you have a number of your sage along with you, it's pretty recommended to fight them on higher ground while gliding, or basically try taking a page from how I defeated them, which is like pretty flimsy. So with that, I hope that you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe for more things you didn't know you can, or Tears of the Kingdom content rather.